So I've got this toaster of ours that we've been using for years and years and years. I think we picked it up at a yard sale for like $5. And anyway, the door comes down like this. It actually lays, this way. I've got it on its side right now. The door comes open like that, you put toast in, and then the door closes back, right? Well, lately something broke in here and it just fell open and won't close. You can hold it closed, but it won't close on its own. So I've been trying to fix it. So the problem lies here with the hinge. See those two holes right there? Well, there's a little metal piece. Let's see if I can get it in here. Right there. And it's got a little indentation, and you see the other side is supposed to have another little bent piece that kind of holds it in there. And it's broke off clearly. So what I thought I would do is take this paper clip, and I use it to I think I've used it in the past to take SIM cards out of phones. But anyway, it's about the same size. And bend it and crooked it till it looks like that piece, that little pin, and then place it in there and see if that'll help. Okay, so this is the other side. I took that little plastic piece off, and it's just 2 screws, and then you pull down to get it pulled out of these little notches here. But anyway, you can see there. Actually, let me close it. You can get a better look at the piece that I'm trying to replace. So it's kind of an L shape, actually a little bit more like an angle. And then it has the little pieces that hook it in. I thought at first it was kind of straight, but I'm glad I looked at this side. So now I've got to take the paper clip and create that piece.
What is that, 3 o'clock or 12 o'clock?
It's 12.
12:15?
Yep, 12:15.
Huh?
12:15.
I guess, I don't know.
You still hungry?
A little bit.
We can get you some dessert.
Huh?
We can get you some dessert if you like. I think there's some ice cream in there.
It
What do you like, chocolate or vanilla?
don't matter.
All right.
Yeah. Do I got any vanilla in there?
I can check.
Why don't you check?
Uh-oh. Fall out on you?
Yeah,
We can get you another one. There's a couple of them in there.
that's all right. I just dropped a bite full.
back on the broken side, I've got this piece here that I've bent, and then I think I'm just going to bend it around and then cut it off after it's in there. And I think I do this right. Let me get a little bit like that so you can see, but like that right there. It should. Let's get in there. It should work. Okay, so there's the paper clip, kind of bent in there. I'll shoot the other side again. Maybe put the footage back to back so you can see. And then as you shut it, it kind of pushes it apart or something. I'm not real sure how this works. And I'm gonna turn it on its side in a minute and we'll see if it works. And then if it does, we can put everything back together. All right, so I haven't tried this, but this is how the toaster oven normally looks. It's usually hanging under a cabinet. There's like a thing here. And so you'll come up and pull this down. You put your toast in, and then you push it back, and it holds itself in place. That seems a little bit better. I might need to tighten the paper clip, the little metal piece, because it's not holding, it's not slamming. I'm used to it kind of smacking itself, but it's holding, so we may have fixed it.
I told you, we ought to run down 3 Snoop and Randy Street out of the country. The biggest shipper
That's
of
good
dust
advice,
yet
Dad.
goes off to
Huh?
night.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry.
Take it down the hall.
Getting our way. Those 3 strangers want to hang around, we'll make them permanent residents. Now remember our alibi. They're suspected or...
Yeah. Put it back over there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If I find out anything about your brother, I'll let you know. Thanks.
Good place for it.
Glad you
All right.
dropped in. Good night.
He just come to visit with you. Does he come by every day?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's his first time to come by a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, who could be
He hasn't seen him in months.
You don't have to think twice to answer your questions.
Probably.
Oh, you mean that fake marshal and his phony deputy? You know, Whopper, sometimes I think you...
There you go.
You leaving?
Leaving.
See you later.
The recession committee waiting for us out the back.
Oh.
You mean the marshal? Of course. Who do you think it was?
He wants
Listen,
to walk.
I'm going to go and take your horse, Blanchard. When you hear shots, you and the boys go out the back. I'll try and keep him busy until you get out of town. You don't want to get...
Don't get up. Stay in your wheelchair. Hey. Have him turn and get down the hall.
You sure?
I'm throwing him out.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah. Have him get down the hall.
There you go. You got it? Yep.
Hey, Smokey, when the shooting starts, you go out first. Them horses like you better than do.
Stay in your wheelchair.
Opponents are bastards liable to upset them. Boy, you think I'm scared? Huh?
There you go. That's much better.
Just afraid you're gonna get...
You looking out for him?
Yeah. Trying to get him to go down the hall.
Why is that?
Cause I don't want him in my house.
Why not?
I just don't.
Okay, it's your house. That's fair enough. Okay, let's see if you can see that. So there, that's a little more severe angle, not as rounded. And I'm afraid this might lengthen it a little bit and mess up, but I'm gonna try it and we'll see. As I was putting it together, your temptation is gonna want to be to put it the opposite, you know, of that. It needs to go with, because I just put it in backwards. It needs to go with the bend, both bends pointing the same way. All right, so far this the metal just seems too thin and bendable. It's not strong enough to hold the door shut. So I upgraded to a thicker, you probably can't tell, but a thicker paper clip with a little bit better angle on it. We're gonna try that, see if it holds the door shut. Okay, so I've tried the bigger, there we go. I tried the bigger paper clip, and I thought it needed to be bent in really tight so that it would spring out, you know? I'm really thinking it needs to be out so that when it's pulled completely out, holding the door, and it's holding the door in this way, it can hold it that way. So instead of the spring action being, I don't know how to explain it, but the springing action, it needs to be bent further out, I think, than it is in its resting place, as opposed to what I was doing was bent in a tighter angle. So now I'm using a wider angle to see if it'll hold it. And I'm almost afraid that a paper clip may not be, because it seems a little bit softer metal. It may not be the right metal for this. It might bend too much. It needs to be stiffer. But I'm going to try it with a little bit wider angle, and let's see if that works. Let's see, you can see it there. While I was struggling with this side, it just didn't, when I first put a new hinge on here, it seemed to hold it, but soon after, it didn't seem to hold it anymore. So I've tried a bunch of different paper clips, and well, let's just look at the other side. Suddenly I found the problem. The other side had broke, meanwhile. So, while I fixed the other side, and I kept thinking I wasn't fixing it correctly, it turns out the other side had broken, meanwhile, which is a weird thing that happened. Roscoe Leon Harris is my dad. He died October 16th of this year, which happens to be my birthday. So clearly I was his favorite. I think about working on cars with him. Why would you pay someone to do something you could do yourself? I've never been afraid to attempt just about any car or home repair because of my dad. I think about all the messes I stumbled into as a young man, and there were a lot of them. I knew I could call him. Occasionally he would say to me with clear frustration in his voice, "You're your own man," and hang up on me. This is a frustration that I know very well now that I'm a dad. But he soon called back and was there for me. I think about his Mexican cornbread. Sometimes he would even make a special batch for me. No onions. I think about his doctor visiting. Visiting him at home in these last few years. I gotta get this. If they stayed too long, they were asked to leave simply with a finger pointing at the door. And finally, I think about his breakfast, his gravy biscuits. He loved those things. Maybe you do too. And so it goes. I'll never eat another gravy biscuit without thinking about him. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so the toaster is laying kind of flat, so this may look a little bit different because I did have it up on its side, but so I used one of the paper clips that I had used before that hadn't broken yet to fix this side. This is the side that broke while I was trying to fix it. So now both sides seem to be fixed, or at least I have the new hinge spring in there. All right, I'm gonna try to hold this as steady as I can. I should probably set this up, but you just have to bear with me. Pull the door down, that seems to work, which was not the problem, getting it to stay up. I still feel like I need to be kind of delicate with it. Like if I slam it, it might not work. But this didn't cost me anything to fix. And you can't really find toasters like this anymore. You know, the ones we've looked at were a lot more expensive, so it was worth trying to fix it anyway. This is the, I wonder if you can see that, Presto Above All Toaster Warmer. And it looks like we may have fixed it.
Ziola B. Harris, graduate, Arts and Sciences.
Okay, so there's are the two holes on the side, and these are the two screws. Just kind of let them find their way back in there. I tried to, let's see if I can do this. This is the thick side. This is the side with the dial. It lets you decide how dark you want your toast or whatever. And there's 4 screws. When you open the door, there's 4 screws inside. Don't take those off. They don't do anything. I mean, unless you want to take the whole toasting mechanism out, replace the heating element or something. But and then there's some on the bottom. Again, it just loosens the you know, all the stuff inside. All right, so that's tight. All right, so these are the 4 screws that hold the thing on right there. I don't know if you can see right there. 2, 3, and then there's 4 here. And just kind of figure that one. Oh, hang on, there we go. Shadows of my hand blocking it, but you can see. So that's that. And then this is kind of what it looks like. And we're about to hang it back up. Although I think I'm gonna wipe it down with some hot water. See if we can't get the grime of the kitchen and dust off of it. Before I hang it back up, let me see if I can get a shot. It kind of slides into that little plastic thing. Anyway, I'll show you that in a minute. This is the plug. And it just kind of goes in like that. Okay, I've just kind of got the little sliding sections there, kind of just sitting in there. So I could show you how it just pushes in. Probably should have done this a trial run for. Anyway, there we go. Clicks into place. Alright, it just sits under the cabinet like that right there. Kind of nice. Alright, let's plug her in. Hopefully we don't get any fires or sparks. And now, check the door. Still working. That's good. That's a good sign. Whew, it still feels like it wants to, doesn't want to pull back just. You know, it's probably not as good as it was new, but we've had this thing over 20 years ourselves, and we bought it at a yard sale. So it's been around for a while. There's a little, let me see. There's this little thing. This is, in case you're wondering, this little, that little tray. That's where you set your toast or your bagel or whatever. Close it up, just like that. And I guess we won't have to buy a new toaster today.
Oh yeah, looks like a bite. What do you think?
A bite?
Yeah, somebody took a bite out of the sun.
It's the moon's time to shine.
Yeah, for sure.